Hello, hello. We have a new video in a new state with a new desk, with a new setup, with I guess new lighting because it's really hard to get my lighting correct over here, so I'm hoping this isn't too bad. My desk is super cluttered right now. Really need to pick it up. My desk has incredibly downsized. I have maybe about a fifth amount of the desk that I used to before, so hopefully that won't impact this too much. But I have 4 palettes here that I tried for the month of May that I just kind of wanted to discuss really quickly and touch upon. The first one being, this is from Taste Beauty. This is a blush palette. This was actually gifted to me, and I think it's really cute. It has a bronzer, a highlighter, and blush. I think it's nice. It's really cute. It's very simple, but I think I'm gonna have to declutter this and pass this on to someone else who might like this more, just because I have so much blush, and this wasn't my favorite. It's a little bit like a little bit white shadow leaning, if that makes sense. Not the best for my skin. It's really cute. It has this little, let's see, this border around, and then the actual shades. And when I left the plastic on, I always try to leave the plastic on any of my stuff because I never know when I'm going to give it back, but also just I feel like it keeps it safer. Pull this up, and it has these little strawberries. You can see the little strawberry imprints, but it's just a little bit ashy, just a bit. I could work with it, but like I said, it's not my favorite. The highlight is also very demure, very cutesy. Like, I think this might be better for someone a bit paler than I. But it was alright. I appreciate the gift, but I'm ready to let this go and have it go to somebody new. I want to discuss this is the Sigma and Cook Pro Eyeshadow Palette. I don't know if she's an MUA or a YouTuber, I'm not really sure, but it looks like she did a collab with Sigma, and I actually got this palette for free based off the amount of items I had bought from Sigma a certain time. So this one I got for free. It was a thrown in, and I thought, oh cool, I get to try this palette as an extra, because I don't think I would have ever picked out this palette. The color story is a bit strange to me. We have these rows of like ashy grays, these rows of like blues, 2 blues, 2 purples, and then this whole other side is just warm neutrals and browns. Very bizarre. If you open it up, I think it's completely just a black. Yep, just very clean. And Cook Sigma. Again, the color story on the back with all the names. I liked the matte eyeshadows in this. There is a mirror in here. I liked the matte eyeshadows in this. I did not care for these 2, which I guess is more of an indigo, maybe violet. I did not care for these blue into purples. I did not care for these white into ashy gray. This is a very warm color story on this other side. I guess it's supposed to give you a bit more, I don't know, playtime with cooler colors and warm colors, but it just didn't do anything for me. The shimmers didn't really do anything for me. What I remember, I think, I actually don't remember. What were these shimmers like? I think they were alright, but they weren't my favorite. So this is just another palette where I'm like, it's cute. I don't think I'll ever think about this palette again. Again, very demure kind of shimmers. I think that the matte themselves are pretty good, but I already have a palette, especially a Sigma palette, with brown and mattes, so I don't feel called to need the mattes and the shades in this palette. I have my neutrals palette for Sigma, and I think that one's amazing, and I like that palette. I love that palette. I don't think I need to keep this. So this is another one that's a pass for me, and it honestly is a pass probably for you guys too. There has to be a reason, you know, why Sigma was fully giving away this, one of their bigger palettes that they have for free. Like, that's a little crazy. But it's a no for me. This is also getting decluttered. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't go this way, but it is what it is. It's better for me not to keep so much makeup. Another one that really, really surprised me that I am also going to declutter is this Nomad Cosmetics palette. This palette, let's see, it's called America's Parks, or America's Parks. And it's obviously inspired by all the national parks, national state parks, the geography, the nature that we have here in America. And I really thought that's a really good idea. I really love these kind of like stickers of different states and places. Like, I think it's so cool. I like the color story. It's very summer to me, which is why I had picked it out. And this is also their updated version. So on the corner here, you'll see Nomad 10th anniversary. It was part of that 10th anniversary collection that was relaunched with new formula that was supposed to be better than the older formula. And I thought, oh my god, that's so great for me. I get to try this newer formula and it's going to be better than what came out before. And I think I remember this palette being eventually decluttered by other bigger YouTubers. And I'm like, huh, that's kind of weird, because when an initial video came out, I feel like they really loved it. And then ultimately they ended up decluttering it. And now that I've tried it, I just don't think there's anything particularly special about these shades. Like the color story, I love the color story. I love greens. I love that there's neutral moments in here. I love yellows. I love these kind of more grungier tones over here. We have these 3 shades here, dead center in the middle, which is a completely different formula to the other shimmery shades in this. But I don't feel like the mattes were the best. I don't feel like the shimmers were... It kind of fell flat in my book. There are some good shades in here. Like for the mattes, I particularly loved South Run. South Run was really pretty. And then I'm gonna swatch Old Faithful, because y'all know I love yellow. And I didn't... The yellow was okay from... Let's see. I'm trying to remember, because at this point it's been a little bit of time that has passed since I've worn this. I think... No, I've been taking it slow wearing makeup, but for sure I remember loving South Run. South Run is such a beautiful color. I remember, I think Old Faithful was pretty as well. Perhaps it was Giant Redwood. It was also quite nice. Really pretty color to contrast with that yellow. But it didn't last as long as I liked. I did not care for these center greens. I feel like they didn't really work as well. And in terms of, you can see here, they have these kind of zebra prints in these first three shades. I don't think this green particularly stands out. I feel like we have this green in other palettes, a green with a gold shimmer, and it's really not that crazy. I will say that I think it was Mount Denali, freaking stunning. I thought that was really pretty. I think that was worth it. I remember quite liking the Narrows. I liked Mammoth Cave as well. I feel like these were really good stunners for this palette. But even still, as much as I'm like, oh my god, look at that, so pretty. I don't know, I just don't think I see myself picking up this palette again. And I wore it out for a couple really good big special occasions, little family trips, and you know, that stunned. Like, this looks really pretty here, but on the eye it really just was not as intense as the swatch on my arm. So like, it was okay. I really had to dig into this light yellow one, I think. Yeah, I don't know, I think I was expecting way more. I think I was expecting way more blendability, way more pizzazz with the shimmers. Yeah, I think I was expecting more. Like, it's all right. I think if you get this palette, you might like it. I don't know if you'll end up loving this palette. Yeah, as much as I think that's a pretty solid palette, not the worst palette in the world, I don't think I would remember this palette. I think this palette would sit and I would try it again, and then if I don't give it away now, I think I'm just going to end up giving it away in the future. So I'm ready to give this one away now. There is a mirror in there, so I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to give this away now. I'm ready to move on. We can move on with that one. I think the idea is really there. I liked which, by the way, there's even lining in there. There's artwork inside the box, so that's really cool. But I have to pass this one off as well. I'm ready to give it away. it's the only one that I've tried this month that I know I'm not giving it away. This is what I tried this week, and I completely forgot about this palette. Y'all, this is the 420 Melt Cosmetics palette. I had pulled it out in March. I had pulled it out in March for the month of March for St. Patrick's Day because it has green vibes and it has gold vibes, and that absolutely screams March to me. Y'all, this fell behind my little, what would you call it? My little cabinet kind of deal that I had going on at the last place, and I did not find this palette until, if you kept up and you're subscribed, you may have seen my post that I recently moved states. I moved house, and that's where I've been for this past month. I found this behind the freaking cabinet, and it got obviously a little bit damaged because it just slid behind my cabinet, and I did not even know that it was missing. I did not know it was missing until I had everything packaged. We pulled it away from the wall, and it is behind the cabinet up against the wall. Bro, I was like, I can't believe I missed trying this out for the month of March. But I pulled it out again, and it's completely gold foiled all the way around. It says just 420 eyeshadow palette. It's not really, I guess there's ingredients on the back of this. And you must have seen this before, and if you can tell why I bought this, which it's lenticular motion, by the way. It's, I guess, it's wax, like CBD wax, I think, that you smoke. I don't know. I don't smoke. I don't use marijuana, so I don't really know in particular what this is. I think it's called wax. I'm not 100. But when you open it up, even though I'm not at all a weed person, I had to do it for this eyeshadow, this color story, this eyeshadow color story. I love yellows, I love greens, and when I saw these really bright yellow, really bright greens, these grungy greens, grungy browns, I'm like, yes, I love it, and I do love it. I think I'm definitely keeping this. My only issue that I really had with this is, first of all, not enough shimmers. There's one shimmer in here, but once I figured it out, it was fine. But it didn't seem to blend out very well, but then I realized it wasn't blending out very well because these eyeshadows begged to be pressed onto the eye, not blended out onto the eye. And then once I realized that if I just kind of pushed the brush onto my eye instead of like blending it out, it works a lot better. And I kind of just, in order to try this palette, I just split this palette literally right down the middle. So I used these 5 and then these 5, and I think that this yellow side is better and a stronger candidate than these greens, although that could have been my fault. I think I might have been trying to use way too many matte shades. I was trying to use all 5 at the same time, so I think that made it very muddy, and so that's possible that it could be user error, because I did use these 5 and it was fine, and I was able to, I used these 5 and this shade because I wanted to deepen it a lot more. But yeah, I liked it. I love a bright green. We'll do this yellow because I love a yellow. Really bright canary yellow. Let's do this brown. Like really good solid colors. I'm running out of hand. Let's do it here. And I don't think these are going to swatch very well because, like I said, they don't really like to be blended. They like to be like pressed like that with a brush. So maybe I don't think I'm going to get the best swatches out of these. And on camera, I feel like that chartreuse green and the yellow almost look the same on camera, but they are not. They are very much different. And I wish I could show you guys a better swatch, but like I said, these are a little bit more finicky. They want to be used in a certain way. They want to be pressed to get that color out versus like really moved. But you can create such pretty smoked out looks that are just so sexy. I really like this. This is one of the melt palettes that I'm keeping. I don't know. Let me swatch this. The only shimmer shade in here, which did apply with the brush. So that's something I usually worry about. Will it apply with a brush? Yes, it will. It also applies pretty well with a finger. So that also worked out as well. I love a yellow and a green moment. Don't like the theme of this. It's not the theme for me, but I really do love this color story. I don't know if this palette is even still available. I think I got this on sale, but like always, everything is going to be down below. This is the only palette that I tried this month that I'm going to be keeping. I don't know if I'm going to return back to my one one palette, one video kind of reviews that I usually do, but I mean, we'll see. It's summer. I work for a moving company. Summer is our busiest time. So I may not have time for that, but these are the palettes that I tried for May. Look out for another video. Maybe I'll do another video for June, and I'll show you all the palettes that I used for June. But let me know down below which of these palettes you've tried. Which palettes would you declutter? Which ones would you keep? This is the only one I'm keeping here today. But other than that, you'll have a great day.